It appears that Kevin Hunter has lost not only the last crumbles of his shame, but all his allies as well. Word is on the street that his recent statements and lack of support even turned his own son, Kevin Jr., against him, and the young man exposed his abusive behavior and demanded that he would leave Wendy alone. Apparently, Kevin Sr. was as bad as a father as he was a husband, and his family is tired of his manipulations. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. I keep my eyes on the most discussed events in show business and always bring you the hottest updates. It seems that Wendy Williams' son had enough of his father's pathetic actions and decided to share his version of the story. And according to him, his own father is a financial abuser who could never provide for his family and kept thinking only about his personal enrichment. Now, that's something harsh to say about your own dad. But I guess Kevin Jr. had his reasons to say that. Well, if you want to get more juice on this drama, make sure to watch this video until the end. Kevin Jr. never meant to be involved in the feud between his parents, but the lack of financial support and sympathy from his dad made him finally choose his side in this story and shed more light on what was going on behind the closed doors of the Hunters family house. Sources revealed that Kevin Jr. accused his own dad of financial abuse and even called him a leech who has been exploiting his mom for decades. Now, we know that Kevin Jr. has a lot on his plate because of this divorce, and he even got evicted from his apartment in Miami, but is it his father's lack of financial support that makes him say such things? Apparently, Kevin Jr. is not only tired to see his mom in tears, but also pursuing his own agenda. Unless Wendy gets better, there's little chance that she can keep supporting her son and pay his rent. That's why Kevin wants this trauma to be over and is even ready to sacrifice his father. For 22-year-old Kevin, money coming from his parents is still vital because he is a full-time student and cannot work to sustain his living on his own. And since his mom doesn't have access to her bank account, the young man turned to his father for help but got rejected. As Kevin Jr. was describing his side of the situation, he claimed, "All of this happened suddenly and all of the financial support that she always gave me stopped, including my housing." So Kevin Jr. couldn't bear to watch the extravagant lifestyle that his father lived with his mistress Sharina on his mother's alimony. While Wendy was in rehab, struggling for her life, and Kevin Jr. faced a lawsuit and eviction, these two were demonstrating their happy life on social media. That's why Kevin Jr. decided he could no longer keep silent and act respectfully toward his father. He accused him of squandering Wendy's millions and extorting money from her. Many people agree with me that Kevin Jr. did a brave thing. It's not always comfortable or easy to speak ill of your parents, but apparently Kevin Sr.'s behavior and actions left his son no choice. The young man is tired to see his narcissistic father caring and thinking only about himself and neglecting his family. One fan wrote, "It says a lot about Kevin when his own son turns against him." And another added, "I'm so glad her son has spoke up for her. It's his job to protect his mother, especially in light of what has been going on." But it actually seems like Kevin Sr. knows nothing better than to be an egoistic person who cares about one thing only, money. And as his son states, he has been manipulating Wendy during the entire marriage and even tricked her into paying him alimony because no one really understands why all of a sudden Wendy decided to pay a huge chunk of money to the person who'd been cheating and spending her funds on his mistress. And apart from being a selfish spouse, Kevin Sr. turned out to be a bad father. As Kevin Jr. stated, his dad never offered him any help when learned about the eviction because he was too busy dragging his sickly ex-wife to court. At this point, I don't know what to think about this man anymore. He is so full of himself, and it seems that a pile of cash is more important to him than his own family. Remember when Kevin lost his alimony and went online trying to gain public sympathy? He never said a word about the hardships his son was facing. He only talked about himself, saying that he cannot pay his car insurance and his credit card payments are overdue. Here's this selfish statement. "The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely emergent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living." So, this grown-up man was more worried about his car and a new bag for Sharina than about his own son being homeless somewhere across the country. Well, I'm not surprised that Kevin Jr. decided to expose his father's attitude and show his true colors, because nothing is sacred for this man. He didn't even consider staying on friendly terms with Wendy and offer her any help with recovery. No, sir. He dragged her to court, even fully realizing that the decision to terminate the alimony was made by her financial guardian. And as Kevin Jr. says, his father has always been like this, angry, demanding, shouting, and blaming everyone else for his hardships. And it seems like Wendy's health disorders and alcohol abuse only worsened under such pressure. It must be so sad for the child to grow up in such an unhealthy atmosphere and witness how your dad financially abuses your mom and spends her money on his mistress. I'm pretty sure that Kevin J prayed for his parents to get divorced because he couldn't take it seeing his mom in such a state and his own dad wrecking her life that badly. And Kevin Sr. himself said that Kevin was asking them to consider separation. In his interview, he stated, "Truth be told, we should have divorced 10 years earlier. Even our son Kevin said that to us." But it was just another blah. Blah from Kevin Sr. because divorcing his money bag was never an option. In this case, he wouldn't be able to benefit from having full access to Wendy's millions and couldn't invest in his mistress's pancake startup. And Kevin Jr. must feel so sad for not acting up earlier and putting up with his father's actions. But he did the right thing when he took his mother's side and spoke against his own father. After all, Kevin Sr. severed all ties with his old family and expects nothing but checks from them, and it feels like he is determined to squeeze out as many coins as he can and spend them on Sharina because finding a decent job and working is not his style. It's unbelievable what some people are capable of, and many Wendy's fans will agree with me that Kevin Sr. already crossed all possible lines and he would earn forgiveness from Wendy and his son. One fan commented, "Kevin or Calvin or whatever his name is has some deep issues that is keeping him from growing up and being a secure, mature old man." And another person wrote, "They really expecting everyone to feel bad for them about trying to ride on the back of Wendy's bank account. That's how you can tell they've been using Wendy for too many years with that entitlement attitude." But it feels like Kevin and Sharina's golden days are over because with Kevin Jr. on her side, Wendy will have more chances to get rid of these parasites who had been sucking her money for decades. And what do you reckon? Will Kevin Jr. be able to persuade his father to stop this scavenging campaign? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And as always, make sure to give this video big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back very soon with more updates on this drama